Welcome to iPen Visions Podcast, interviews and conversations, where we bring authors, speakers, entrepreneurs, and those with a vision to our networking community and platform. Be our guest. Include your article, your ad, your promotions, and upcoming events in our quarterly magazine. We are proud to be a part of the Collective for a podcast, a virtual tour showcasing you and your business. Our podcast, the magazine, a virtual tour, all on one platform where networking, creativity, and visions meet. All you have to do is contact us at ipendesign@gmail.com. And tonight, welcome to the show. Good evening, good evening, good evening. I'm really excited for this show. Add a little levity, add a little, seriousness, add some questions and answers that our community always asks. Where are the dads? What's going on with the mothers who think that the father is supposed to be there 24/7 while they hang out, while they go in and do what they want to do. You can't hear? Give me a thumbs up. Okay. I don't know if it's technical difficulty, but I'm getting a sign that someone cannot hear me. So everybody check your mics, check your volumes and everything. See if you can make sure we can hear so that our guests can come on. We want the guests to interact with us tonight. Hey, we got two great comedians. We want them to be themselves, but we also want to get that subject across. So before we do all of that, I'm going to do what I normally do, and that's invite my half Puerto Rican sister. I think she's now Spanish on me. She done flipped to Spanish. She moved to Puerto Rico, and all of a sudden that's her life now, so we're going to welcome her to the stage. Hey there, lady. How are you? How are you? Hola. How are you? How's the weather down there?
Oh, beautiful. Perfect.
Yeah. Well, ours is hot, blazing hot. It is
ours
hot.
Is perfect. It is perfect.
Yeah. Okay, rub it in. Okay. I want to say my apologies to my guests. If you are trying to figure out who we are, what we do, and everything else, we are interviews and conversations with Felice and Annette Buchanan. However, my banner decided that it was too hot to be a banner, so she's got her banner up. If you want to get in touch with us, you get in touch with us through ipendesigns@gmail.com to become a guest. And you can check out all our past shows at www.nanettembuchanan.com. You can check us out there. So if that's to your liking, we would want you to be a part of our family, because we are a networking community and we do everything we need to do to make sure that we touch base on all subjects. So tonight is a special night because, like I said, we want to salute some dads. We want to talk about fathers. We want to talk about what they do, what they don't do, and who better to tell you what they do and don't do but sons, because soon sons become fathers, most of the time anyway. So we want to express that to a lot of people. You walk around badgering them dads, but what are you doing about your sons? Because eventually those sons can become, they can become dads. It can happen. You can't change Mother Nature. So we want to bring two on, and I chose to bring two comedians to the stage. We have Ace Brown and we have Will Wright. You guys good with the sound?
What's going on, people?
Can everybody hear? Can you hear me? Ace, can you
hear me? I can hear you now.
Okay, great. We want to make sure that everybody can hear what we're talking about. So tonight's guest, I decided to do two comedians because I don't want to get into the seriousness of daddy don't do this and daddy don't do that, and I'm the daddy and all of that other stuff. We want to talk about the other side. We want to talk about how sons have become fathers and some of the things that they remember most. And as the show goes on, you'll see what I'm talking about. We're not into badgering dads, mothers. So don't come on the line saying, well, what about this and what about that? And he did this and he did. We're not doing that tonight. So
we're uplifting. Huh?
We're uplifting fathers. Yes, we are. So to begin, we're going to talk about the life of a comedian first. Mm-hmm. We're going to talk about that. So I want you guys, the very first question, and we'll start with Ace. We'll start with you.
You're not going to let them introduce themselves first?
Yes, that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do.
All right.
Ace, we're going to start with you. Our very first question for all of our guests, and you've been here before, so you already know. So you lead your partner over here into how this question goes. But we need you to tell us who.
Hey, do good, boy.
Yeah, we need you to let us know who is Ace Brown.
Ace Brown is a father, a son, a brother, an uncle, and that's it. I'm trying to make sure I got all those titles out of the way, because those are the most.
You missed
important.
one. You missed one.
God fearing. And then also stand-up comedian, actor, director, writer, and of course the son of Miss Nanette Buchanan. So
you still forgot one. You still forgot one.
What else? Oh, huh?
I said maybe
pain in my ass.
Oh, that too. Now that I try to be every day that I can, but I am a comedian, actor, writer, director, and radio host, all of those things above, and that's just what Ace Brown is.
That's who Ace Brown is. Okay, and Sir Will Wright, who may you be? Who are you?
Can y'all hear me good? I just want to make sure that people can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
All right, cool. I am also most of the things that my brother is. I am too. I am a father, a son, a husband, a side dude. I'm just joking.
Come on now.
But I am an entertainer. I'm a comedian. I'm a writer. I'm a sex symbol. Come on now, somebody got to be one. Come on, I'll be it. That's me.
That's you.
I'm also just a good, cool guy, and I'm a church boy. I'm also a church boy. I love the Lord. So that's me all in a nutshell.
Okay. All right. Well, let me just ask this to get it out of the way, and you can chime in. Don't rush in. Think about it. But I want to know what the comparison is with being a comedian. It seems like you have a free for all life. That as the father figure, you don't have the typical 9 to 5. You don't have the typical I won't say responsibilities, because I'm quite sure your responsibilities remain the same. But most fathers get up and go to a job every day. Not saying that you guys don't work or whatever, but in comparison, how do you think that affects the role of being the father? When you talk about job comparisons, do you think that some people have a harder way of being a father if they have certain jobs? And how does your job fit into that?
Okay,
it sucks. You want me to go first?
No, go ahead, Aaron.
It sucks, because having the freedom schedule most of the time means that you're supposed to be available for everything. Like, the kids don't understand when you say you got to go to work. You know what I mean? It's like, what? For what? You ain't doing nothing but making people laugh. That's it. You know what I mean? It's like, your job is only considered is only considered important when the money come in. That's it. Other than that, you're a bona fide clown. That's it. That's all you are. You're a professional clown. So, a lot of people don't understand that, and it frees up a lot of time, which is good because you do get to make your schedule. You do have the freedom to say today I'm doing da da da, and if I don't feel like doing it, I don't have to. But at the same time, sometimes that could be a curse because sometimes people don't understand that with that comes a lot of sleepless nights where you're trying to think of what's the next move. So it's a gift and a curse.
And let me ask you really quickly: is that mindset from other adults in your life, or is it from your kids' perspective?
I'm gonna say, and then will you? I guess you could chime in as far as yours. I'm gonna say it's a combination of both, because
Mm-hmm.
there are some adults that may think that your schedule is understood, but at the same time, it's like, well, it's more free.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have like other guys that say, well, I don't have the time to do this like you know what I mean? Like they make it seem like it's a bad thing that we have this time. And it's like, nah, but most of the time you get to spend your weekends with your kids, whereas we working on the weekends. You know what
Sure.
I'm saying? We're missing birthday parties. We're missing because I ain't never heard a 4-year-old had a birthday party on a Tuesday. I ain't never heard
Mm.
that. You know what I mean? Most birthday parties on Saturday, and we might have a gig. We may have a show to go to. And then sometimes our kids want to see us perform, and we're not in that type of space where we can bring them. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? My youngest just asked, when can I go to your next show? And it's like, I gotta find the show that she can go to. You know what I mean? So it's not as easy.
Yeah. Yeah. And Mr. Will?
Will, how you
Will,
feel?
Will, what are your
Uh,
thoughts about that?
uh, Unfortunately, I ain't always work for myself, so I do both. Sometimes I do have a job or something, and I go do my 9 to 5 and then go do comedy afterwards. But
Mm-hmm.
since I have been home,
Mm-hmm.
um, I mean, I think my kids is more so like the ones like, yo, what we doing? More
Mm-hmm.
so than any other adult or anybody. Like I don't really let anybody consume my time. So it's like if I said it, I said it, and if I don't, it's oh well. I'm sorry. My
Mm-hmm.
kids. One thing about my family though, they're very understanding that I'm chasing a dream and I'm trying to become something. So they understand my struggle with not being around all the time sometimes. But for the most part, my kids get it for the most part. But yeah, it's I don't think it's too much different. But other than like what Ace said, like on the weekends, I might have to go do a show. So we got to have this birthday party early.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. So do
Mm-hmm.
you think that um the society doesn't place a legitimacy on your role as a comedian? Because it's like it sounds like you're not being responsible if you don't have a 9 to 5 job.
I
What do you
think
think?
I'm not gonna say they don't put
Me,
responsibility. I think it's just more so the fact that with our job itself, our job scene is just it's labeled as a fun job. You know
Mm,
what I mean? So with it being labeled
yeah,
as a fun job, even as a father, it's like it's fun. It's not work. So for
mm,
us, it's work. It is.
mm, right.
I'm not gonna say it's strenuous work.
Mm-hmm,
It's more like, hey, it's just work that we got to do. We take our time putting in these,
mm-hmm,
writing these jokes and coming up with these concepts and things like that. You know what I mean? That does take time, but to everybody
mm-hmm.
else, it just seems like it's fun. Like, nah, y'all be man, I would love to be able to do that. Like, yeah, it's not
Yeah,
what it's all cracked up to be,
right,
so.
right. And Mr. Will, what do you think?
oh yeah, yeah. I mean, people hate, and I pick something I'm good at, and it's fun. So,
Yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and how I
right,
feel about it and how society might look at it, I don't care.
right.
This is what I chose. This is what I love, and this is my
Mm-hmm,
therapy. Outside of
mm-hmm,
that, I need this. If I don't, I will go cuckoo cocoa puffs. So
right.
society, like it might not be the typical job, but they starting to, like, because of social media and stuff like that, it's starting to be respectable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People starting to like, oh yeah, I gotta tell some jokes now. So it's like
Right.
they starting to see the money come in. They starting to see you can be great in something. So it's respectable, but I get it. Like, yeah, I'm not a clown. I have my time. I'm Will Wright on stage, but at home I'm William.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
So since we're talking about fathers, what, if any, or influence did your father have on you in now going to the profession that you've chosen? Has there been any influence to, yeah, one way or the other? Just, I don't want to.
Go ahead, you
You
go
Mhm.
first, Will.
Go ahead, Will.
Yes, my father had a big influence on me becoming a comedian for one. My father was an entertainer as well. He did stand up to a certain extent, wasn't on my level, but he did stand up. My father pushed me to do this. He meant me, he supported me. My father is also my hero. I never wanted to be, so he's no longer with us, but on his deathbed, he was uh in the hospital showing people my videos, like, yo, this is my son, check him
Yeah.
out. Asked me to give him tickets because he want them to support me. So it's like, yeah, my father had a very, very big influence on me being a comedian, period. I get my
Yeah.
woodiness from him. I get
Mhm.
my style from him, like just who I am. Like, so yeah, my father is, I'm just a reincarnation of my pops almost.
Uh, that's nice. I love
And Ace.
Hell nah. Nah. Nah, I don't have that elaborate story like Will. My father did not. Nah.
that.
Now, does he influence my comedy?
Yeah.
Yes, but he did not influence me to be a comedian. Then man, listen, my mother, because I did acting, they both knew that I knew how to act. So it wasn't a shock to it wasn't a
Yeah.
shock. My
Mhm.
father like, hey boy, I don't know what the hell you doing, man. You need to go find a job. Okay, listen, get
Mhm.
your ass to work. Especially because at the time I was working at Pepsi first started. So his thing was like, look, don't stop. Just listen, don't keep working, okay? Keep working. You stay with your job now.
You're right.
But don't, but he didn't discourage me. He because like I said, I had acting at a I had acting background.
Yeah.
So, you know, he as well as my mom knew that it wasn't far fetched. It wasn't like I came out of nowhere like my daughter. My daughter done
Mhm.
came out of nowhere with this. Like, this is all a shock to the family. But all a shock. My oldest talking about she want to be. We all like, say what now? You don't talk to us. You don't even talk to us. But you know, he didn't. He didn't. He didn't influence me to be a comedian, but he does give me influence of my material, especially lately. Me getting
Yeah.
older,
Mhm.
I tap into him a whole lot more.
Yeah. I love it.
Now let me ask you this. So the transitioning from being the son to the father. Will mentioned, his dad, was all behind him being the comedian and doing what he had to do. Um, and the family understands all about what he's doing and what he had to do. But
Mhm.
tell me about that transitioning just in fatherhood, not so much the comedian side of it, but
Mhm.
what do you find that you took from that same man that supported you as a comedian or gives you that material as a comedian? How did he influence you to transition? Because at some point you got to become a man, but it's a whole different point when you become that father.
Mhm.
So how did your
Mm.
father's step into that role, if any? Or what did you take from your father? What gift did you receive and didn't realize it? Maybe you didn't even realize it until you got to be a father. What struck you that he had done that you realized, you know what? I got that from him. Will?
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can do all things through Christ Jesus that strengthens me.
Amen.
If
Mm-hmm.
if that was a person, that would be my father. If it was a that scripture was a person, it would be my pop. So I just feel like my father gave me hard work and dedication and never give up and just be a man, period. Being a father is loving on your kids and showing them that everything is possible, no matter what's going on. So I took a lot of like just belief and confidence. Like my parents, I can't just give it to my pops. I got to give it to both of my parents. They breed confidence inside of us. I don't care about what nobody say about me. I say I don't care. You can say if I to me, I'm still gonna be great. I don't care. So those things is what I took from my pops, like just believing in God. I'm believing that as a father, I can do it, and I have support. He never left me alone as a father or as a son to make sure I was okay.
Okay. Ace, what about you?
He so becoming the father tapped into a lot of things because of course I followed by example. So a lot of things that I did, as I was getting older, my father and I, we discovered a lot of things together, emotions, what I mean? Like my father, he's not that, well, now he is, he's way softer than when I was growing up. When I was growing up, he was a little bit more tough around the edges as far as showing his emotion. You know what I mean? He wasn't big on crying in front of nobody or showing that I need help or anything like that. He's a little bit more like, hey, help me out with this, or we have a great bond. That's my dude. But growing up, just showing affection to each other, we learned that together. One thing that I took from him though, that I definitely like, the way my mother said that, you said I got that from him and I took it. Will got to, I could do all things through Christ that strengthens me, and that's great. Mine was take your ass to the store. Go to the store. The store is the best place to be as a man, as a husband. Go to the store. I never knew why my father went to the store so much until I became a father. And I said, this is why this man is in the store. Because we're not in here for anything
That's
in particular.
funny.
That's my dad too.
We are in there trying to find something that's going to fill up that time for a reason. Why? My father, let me tell you something. If my father can't go to the store, you might as well just take him now, Lord. Because what? I can't go to the store? I can't go to the store today? Nah, nope.
That is my dad too.
Go ahead.
That's
Okay, God, if you
hilarious.
wanted my life, all you had to do is just say that. But to take me out of the store? Come on now. I've learned to go to the store. And I take that every time I go in the store, I'm like, this is my father right here. Go to the store. We'll ask each other that. Did you go to the store today? Yeah, man, I went to the store. We don't know what's in there. But
That's hilarious.
I don't even know. I reminded him to go to the store. You went to the store today? No, you know what? I gotta go to the store. Go to the store, man. Go to the store today. Don't know what's
it is so my dad. Oh my goodness. He always has
That's
to go
funny.
and multiple
That's
times
funny.
a day too.
Mhm.
Multiple times a day.
And the bad thing about it is a lot of times that store trip, you say, okay, well, he's gonna go to the store. But for me and Ace growing up, we used to wonder, well, you went to that store already. Yeah, I gotta go back.
Right.
To the same store.
Oh,
You
my
just
dad.
went. You just
Go
went to
back.
that store. Got to go back.
Oh,
Got to
my
go back.
dad.
Got to go back. And refuse to take a list. No list. No
Yeah.
list.
Yeah.
Just got to go to the store. So we're talking about fathers, and we're talking about, what happens when fathers have, when fathers have done what they've what they've learned. Most of the time you learn from, their experience. You learn from what they've learned. But let's talk about a lesson it took you a while to catch on to. Like, no matter how many times your father tried to ingrain it in you, now as a father, you understand the importance in maybe that small lesson. Maybe it was a big lesson. Maybe it was a mistake that you made that you look back on and say, Lord, I wish I had never made that mistake. But your father tried to tell you or kept teaching you it over and over and over again, and you just did not get it until you became that father. Will?
I ain't get what I ain't get until I go to Ace first. Give me a second. Give me a second.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Ace.
I get it. I got one. I got it.
Okay.
My father taught me this, that if you be stingy and have your hand like this, you can never receive anything. I didn't get
Wow.
that until I got grown.
Yes.
I didn't get that until I got grown, and then I understand the power of togetherness.
Yeah.
That's when I figured it out. Like when I got grown, and the crazy thing about it, it wasn't even my father kept beating it into my head, but I ain't get it until one of my homeboys called me and asked me, and I asked him for $20 one day, and I was like, "Yo, I'll pay you back." He said, "Bro, don't pay me back." He said, "Yo, just pay it forward. If I need it one day, just give it back to me. If somebody else need it, give it to them." And it clicked. I don't know why it clicked, but it clicked when I was grown by that time.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Now, is that something you would teach your kids? Have you taught your kids that same lesson?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I teach them. But I try to teach it in a different way, because I try to teach them in a way I kind of understood, like us locking in as a family and us being sharing and loving on each other is the only way we're gonna win in life. So yeah, just don't be stingy. Share with your brother and your sister or whatever. Because I got a bunch of kids. I got 7. So y'all ain't got no choice but to play with each other. Hey, why you make your face like that, brother? Why you make that face?
I didn't know. I didn't know I had that many nieces. I didn't know I had that many nieces.
Yeah, you lying. You lying. You lying. You lying.
Yeah.
Did your father teach you how to lie? Did your father teach you how to lie? Why you lying like that, brother? That's crazy.
So Will, how many siblings do you have?
I have 2 siblings, but if you ask my dad, I got 3. If you count the dog.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? When you count the dog, I got about 3 or 4 siblings, because we had 2 dogs.
Okay.
So I got a brother and I got a little sister. I'm the oldest of 3 technically.
Okay. Got you.
Okay. So Ace, what lessons have you learned along the way that you had to pass on?
I'm still trying to just be patient. My father's a very slow like mover. Like even when he was like prime health, he take his time with a lot of stuff, and I would be like, "Yo, I gotta go, I gotta move, and he'd be like, take your time, it's all right, take your time." And it didn't start registering until now when I get older. Now that I'm getting older, to sometimes just take your time, almost like a be still. You know what I mean? Just relax. It's gonna be okay. I get. I did my best growing up, but like Will said, it didn't click until later on. Now I almost relapsed about maybe a month ago, trying to start this weed whacker. start this weed whacker. He's sitting there next to me. In my mind, it kept saying, "Take your time." I yanked that cord about 3-4 times, and in my mind, I said, "Damn, they're taking the time. Get rid of this weed whacker, man. I don't want to see it no more." and I said
Facts.
it to him. I said, "Tried my best to do it." He was like, "Nah, yeah, that thing is trash. I'm not working with it." So I tried, but I try to instill that even with my daughters, when I see them rushing or see them doing something and I see that they missed something, I'm like, if you would have took your time, you would have saw that. So I try to tell them all the time, just take your time. And even people that just in my circle, Will and I talk every day. I'm the same way, like, yo, don't worry about it, just take your time, it'll be all right.
Now, in light of social media and everything else, Will, you said that you learned your lesson. And Aaron, you said you learned, Ace, sorry. You said you learned your lesson through time. You know, over time, the lesson clicked in. Even though they stayed steadfast in the teaching, it took you time to click in. Nowadays, our kids don't have that time. They do everything fast. Everything is rapid fire. Everything is flash it here, take it there. They're not looking at taking their time or applying things that are going to take time. So how do you get around the social media aspect of teaching lessons?
My kids
Okay.
my kids is
Go ahead,
barely
bro.
my kids not really on social media. So that we a firm believer of whooping your kid's ass in my house. So if you do it fast and it's not right, you gotta get it right, or we gonna beat that ass. I'm sorry, but we gonna get to it. You know, I'm still of the old school.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a father for real. Ask Ace. He
Yeah.
here. What you want to call it? Cold switching? Oh yeah, this is cute right now.
Yeah.
If I was home right now, you'd have heard something. Hey. I'm different.
No, I
I
like
turn, but
that.
yeah, so like the my kids, even some of my kids, they got like an old soul though. I got like some old soul kids, man. So they not really my kids. They just want a lot, but they don't. They'll take their time on what they need to. But if they don't, we gonna fix it. Trust me, we gonna get to it.
Love it.
So Ace,
I'm gonna say like so mine is a little bit different because one, my oldest she's wanting to be an actress, so she has to be on social media. I don't think she know what she realized or what she's walking into. I pray to God she gets better, because she's not a social media person and she don't realize that that's the key to this lifestyle that she wants to live. My youngest is a not a social media, but she's into Roblox. She's into, like, she got her own little crew called the Banana Crew or whatever, or is it the Spoiled Banana or the Spoiled? I don't know what's the name of the crew now, but they was changing the name. It was the Banana Crew, now it's the Spoiled Bananas or whatever like that. But they, she is into that. She's more of the life. So with them, I try to teach them, like I said, once again, I try to teach them to be patient, but I also try to teach them that in this world where everything is right fast at your hands, you still have to go ahead and sometimes utilize God, your brain that God has given you to be able to go through that. Case in point, the other, just yesterday, she tells my mother and my father that she's gonna make a sunny side up eggs for them. And I said, "Oh, really?" So then she was like, "Yeah." I said, "Where'd you learn that?" And my mother says, she said, you taught. I said, "No way, because I don't even know how to make it." So then so I said, I thought maybe you taught it. My mother like, "No, I ain't teach her." He said, "Zori, where you learn it?" She said, "I don't even know how to do it. I'll figure it out." What? You about to experiment on us? Nah, homie, nah. Nah, homie, we not gonna do that. But the thing is, I like the fact that she's willing to take chances, and because of social media, they're able to, you know, us growing up. Will hates when I say that because he says we are not peers, because he literally will say that is
We
my
not.
big brother. We are not peers. But
We're not.
but growing up, we were told go look it up, go look in the encyclopedia. We didn't have the access to the internet like that. You know, we didn't have that. So now with them having it, my thing is utilize the tools that you do have, and don't just use it for just recreation. Use it for education as well if you can.
So my question is, what mannerisms have you inherited, and or sayings that you were like, I never thought in my life that I'd be repeating these words?
From my parents in general, or our dads?
From your dads, since we're honoring dads. But if you want to do, you know, in general, but
okay. Go ahead, Will. I gotta think about this one.
Some I thought I'd never say stuff like when I was growing up. I thought I'd never say that. I thought I'd never say that. I thought it might not be something I say, but I thought I'd never like get tired of kid noise until I had kids.
Yeah.
Before that, I used to tell my parents, hey man, y'all forgot y'all used to be our age. I used to like saying like, yo, y'all act like y'all ain't never been our age. The TV could be on 3. I'd be like, man, if y'all don't turn that TV down, I'm gonna hurt somebody, man. I'm gonna do something to somebody in here. So it's like little, like it's just like little things like that. And then my son, I got like my son, they not alert as much as us either, because I like you said, like my kids, they might play video games and stuff like that, but like some of the stuff they don't know what they saying. And it like, okay, prime example, like my oldest son, I wanted to, like, I'm trying to open up to him, talk to him, give him a little bit more of a big guy talk. He was 16 at the time. So I'm like, I can't keep talking to you like a kid. So let's have a real man conversation. Let's just talk. Just have regular talk. I said, hey man, what you doing? He said, I'm watching anime. I said, okay, there's anime. What's the show about? I don't know. Say what? I don't know. He said, I've been watching it for 3 seasons. I said, and you don't know what it's about? He said, nah, I just be watching it. I said, what? I just be watching it. I was like, what do that mean, man? Or do you mean you just be listening and you don't just be paying attention? He said, oh, yeah. That. I said, yeah, y'all confused. Y'all confused me. Like, you don't know what watching and listening is 2 different things, brother.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're a little off. That's it. So I just feel like those little things, I feel like how they just the little things that I feel like they should understand, it bothers me. And that's how my father used to be with us. It's like, you don't know this? No, I did not know this. So it's like, I get it.
Yeah.
Ace.
I'm okay. So mannerisms, I've noticed that lately, and it's crazy. I'm gonna try to do. Hold on, let me do it. Okay, I'm gonna switch hands. I realized that I point like this now with my 2 fingers up like this. I don't know why. My father, right? I point like this. Hey man, let me tell you something. Like that point, and just like I don't 2 fingers like this. I don't know why. That's probably the mannerism. As far as the saying goes, I started to pick up on and this is kind of, I'm gonna say my father, like I said, once again, my father's not a big talker. When he does say something, everybody listen. You know what I mean? It's funny because speaking about my daughter, we were just saying that my mom was telling her something, and I was like, when you gonna learn you're not Poppy? Like I had to tell my mother that. Like, when you gonna learn? Like you don't match the girls in this family. Only that. Like she's like, yeah, I keep forgetting. I'm like, yeah. So my father doesn't speak much. He speaks just enough. So when it comes to sayings, one saying that they share, but my mother always said it, was if you put stuff back, you'll be able to find it later.
Oh, very good.
Everything, everything has a place. Everything has a place, and he just did it. Like he didn't say it, but it was like if I would ask him where something, he'd be like, where it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? I was basically everything has. Now, the one thing that he has said that I pick up on is get the spray and kill it. That has become my thing for anything now. Anything is get the spray and kill it. Like I don't know why. I just want to get the spray and kill it. Everything is because I don't. I guess it could be anything. It could be insects, rodents, weeds outside. People, get the spray and kill it.
Not the people.
The spray and kill it.
Now, just as a disclaimer, I want people to understand my husband was an exterminator. So a lot of the stuff that he would come home and he'd have cans and liquid and sprays, and so now after a whole day of exterminating, and you get somebody saying, I see this or I see that, his answer was, get the spray and kill it. Just kill it. Don't even tell me what it is, where it came from. Just spray it.
The sad part is, especially having girls, I'm killing things that are where they belong, which contradicts the first saying, which is everything has a place. Be a bug outside in their own natural habitat. They like, Daddy, is this spray and kill it? They are where they belong. I should not be killing. Yeah, it's their home. Why am I killing fire in their home? But I'm killing them in their home. They're where they belong. But no.
Well, I'm sorry, but the fire answer on you better take them out. I'm allergic, so
What you say? Take them out.
That's different.
I'm allergic, so go ahead and do away with them.
Well, in all of the lessons and everything else, men your age, or men you grew up with, in comparison, Will, you've had your father in your life. Aaron, you've had your father in your life. What would you say with all that's going on, and especially around Father's Day? We hear the mothers, we hear the wives, we hear the girlfriends all talk about how I do what the father does, so I should be celebrating Mother's Day and Father's Day. You never hear the fathers say they're going to celebrate Mother's Day and Father's Day, but you do hear the women say that there's a conflict there in the mindset of what their expectations are, I guess, for fathers. Just the fact that fathers are not normally there. And I know as comedians, this topic becomes a hilarious topic because you two have had your fathers in your lives. So to talk about women that you might have met or people that you see and you say, well, it ain't my fault that the man ain't there. It ain't my fault that you don't know what the man is supposed to be. But where is the mindset that you have that keeps you on that path of saying, regardless to all of this around me, I understand fatherhood? Because obviously their mindset is totally different.
Well, first,
Go ahead.
the reason why they say that, and I'm gonna just yield it right to my brother after. The reason why they say that is because they assume fatherhood is just paying bills. That's the reason why they feel that way. So the women that say I'm the father as well is because they just assume that all that comes with fatherhood is paying bills. They don't understand exactly what we're pointing out, the mannerisms, the actions, the leadership, the guidance. They don't look at that part. They look at the fact that if I'm paying all of the bills by myself, if I'm doing all of this by myself without the help of him, then I must be the father as well. And it's like, nah, paying the bills has nothing to do with being a father or a mother. You know what I mean? That's just being a part of an adult, you know. So that's why they say that. But go ahead to Will, and then I'll come on back.
Um, my mindset is my daddy didn't leave me, so why would I leave them? And why not do what I'm supposed to do? That's my responsibility. I'm a man first before I'm a father. So as a man, I got to do what I'm supposed to do. Um, Also, I mean, for me, even if outside of my father being there or whatever, I couldn't picture me without my babies. Like I'm nothing. I go as hard as I go because I got other people looking up to me.
Sure. Yeah.
And I want to be an example to be. You could do whatever you want in life and just chase it and do what you're supposed to do. If you have this baby early, you're gonna be a father early, my nigga, and we gonna make it work. Or you're gonna be a mother early, we gonna make it work. But I wanna lead by example of showing them that, yo, I'm doing my part regardless. And if I got to pick up slack somewhere else, whatever I need to do for y'all to make it in life, I'm going to try my best. I give everything up for y'all. So the mindset comes from watching a man do that. You know what I'm saying? I watched my father do that. My father is not the smartest guy in the world, but he's very intelligent. But I watched my father get up 4:30 in the morning, come home, and make sure we were good. The dopest thing about my father, outside of my father like taking care of me, is my father is dead. He's dead, but he still take care of my mother. I think that's the dopest thing as a man. I
Yeah.
think that is so dope. He's dead and he still take care of his wife.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
I think that's dope. So I want to be that man. So that's where the mindset come from.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And
Ace.
so
Uh,
it's,
I think for me, it's kind of back, piggybacking off what Will said, realizing that I have two girls that expect me to be the first love, expect for me to be everything, and then having nieces and nephews, mainly my nieces that some who father is there, or some they may not see eye to eye with their father, but knowing that they always can call me. So most of the time, and that's why I don't change my phone number. I would never change my phone number because most of the time I can always tell them like, well, you ain't called me, and they can't be like, well, you changed your number. No, I didn't. My
yeah.
number is the same. You got every
Yeah.
way to get in contact with me.
If I hit that
So
Powerball though, my number might change. I want to tell y'all that right
Right,
now.
right. That part.
That Powerball,
but
my number will
yeah,
be 911. That's my new number.
yeah,
Call me.
that just being able to have that ability to or trying my best to be able to know that I'm doing the best that I can with what it is. And then now just being older, even taking care of my parents, you know what I mean? Not saying that they can't walk, talk, and do for themselves, but also, being the one that's like being the emergency contact, or hey, we have this problem, or whatever the case may be. It's constantly being there. So just knowing that is one of those things of having that mindset of like, all right, you're now the go-to guy. You're now the go-to person. So it's now time for you to, you know, even sometimes, and that's why I think Will and I, we'll cry to each other, and then we be like, all right, suck it up. We got families that need us, nigga. Like we got to do it. So it's one of those things of we'll never let outside of the two of us know that hey, this was a rough day for us for whatever the reason may be. It could be financial, it could just be mental, it could be spiritual, emotional. Hey, today was a rough day, but that once we hang up is I love you. Hey, go do what you got to do, to make sure that we get where we got to go.
Yeah. Ooh. So I'm glad you said that because this has been a question for me, and I try to because you just mentioned the crying and men crying.
Mm.
For is it okay, acceptable, and or it seems, at least for you, Ace, and I suspect for you, William, that uh, oh, I said William, so that that crying is not a weakness. As,
It's definitely not. I think a lot of guys, a lot of people, and I'm not going to say guys, a lot of adults, especially now or and back then, they will put that on the boy because their thing is you got to be strong, you got to be fearless, you got to be this, and then all of a sudden now when they get older and they don't know how to communicate or whatever, um, they now they sitting there saying, well, why don't you open up? Well, you've been telling him all his life that he can't show emotion. It's so crazy because you know Will and I will talk about it all the time. Will has said to me before, like, bruh, you've taught me how to communicate better. You know what I mean? Because of you, I know how to communicate better. I know how to debate better without getting so I can do these things. And that's because I had the ability to be able to talk. You know what I mean? Growing up, like I said, me and my father learned together. But as we were learning together, because he came from a place of you can't cry. He's the oldest boy. He's, my grandmother, my nanny was like, nah, you got to be tough. So, of course, coming to me where I'm like, I need somebody to be able to cry to or have a shoulder to cry on. He was like, go to your mama. And then eventually it was like, well, why you don't come to me? Well, wait a minute. We got to learn this together, sir. Like, we got to do something together.
yeah.
So, being able to cry to each other and being able to say, this is hard, or hey, I need help, or we got our ears pierced together. Those type of things bonded us closer. So I think it's one of those things where people put that stigma on boys and not realizing that they're going to become men one day who don't know how to show emotion. So I have sons, but even talking to Will, and I let Will go into depth, but he I forgot which one it was, but he told his son, like, it's okay to be a and nigga. He's like, it's okay to be that because your daddy won too. And it was, it was like, did you just call yourself a band? And he was like, yeah. He's like, your Uncle Ace is one too. I was like, you right. I am. But it's not that in the tough way. It's basically telling them that it's okay to show emotion. It's okay to say, I need help. It's okay to say this was hard or whatever. So, crying is a way of life. And then once you get about 40, 45, you start crying over the littlest things. You find yourself crying over the littlest things. You're sitting here like, why am I crying? Because somebody shared a video online about their kid graduating, or one, like, I think the latest thing, and then I yielded to Will. I think the latest thing for me was watching a court show where this lady went to find out if this guy was her dad. It was on a paternity court. And the sister was like, that's my sister, we look alike, da 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 da. And the guy was like, he wasn't like a like, no, you're not my kid. It was just like, I don't know, I don't remember engaging with your mom, I don't remember. And then found out he wasn't the dad, and his actual daughter jumped down, gave her a hug, and she was like, you still my sister, you're still my sister, you're still my sister. And she was like, she said to the guy, she was like, I know I'm not your daughter, but can you still be my dad? And
Wow.
like, yeah. And I'm bawling, crying. Then my phone ring, and I'm like, hello? And Will like, yo. I'm like, what's up, baby? How you? You all right? Yeah. I was just a tear.
Yes. No, I love that. I love it.
Yeah, it
What was the question again?
it was about the tears. What do you think?
Crying being accepted.
Oh, crying. Oh, okay. All right. In my household, it was tears was okay if it was like necessary.
Right.
You're not about to just cry for no reason, though.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't about to cry for no reason. And my parents' favorite saying was, "Well, I'll give you something to cry for."
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that, but they was never like, "Yo, you just like if nigga, I didn't have my heart broken by a girl. Hey man, what's up? You all right? Go ahead, go ahead. It's gonna happen." I didn't cry because I couldn't understand something in school, and they never made me feel like yo I was soft or weak or anything. And I want to throw this out. I'm from a place called Newark, New Jersey, right? Right? Just hear me out. Every dude I know that cried while they was fighting, they won.
Yeah.
They will beat whoever ass. You hear me? They were winning. So I looked at tears like, yeah, I'd rather fight the dry face dude than the guy with the tears. The son about the tears gave him a little bit more energy and strength that the other tears didn't. I seen a 13-year-old boy that was crying throw an 18-year-old boy in the trash can. Yeah. Let me tell you something. The tears, I don't think tears are soft. That's just me personally. But I get it though. Some of the stuff that we do here about like the man thing in my household, it wasn't a thing. Like Ace could be a witness to this. I'm most of my friends' first friend, and I'm talking about my male friends. I'm most of they first time another man telling them they love them. Yeah. So like a lot of that, it didn't register in my house. My dad went a different way. My mom went a different way. They didn't let me go into that. But it's just a little different for me with the tears.
Yeah. You do it too much though. You do it, yo. Wait. I'm on the phone with him. He at work. And he told the dude, he said, "Hey man, have a good weekend." They said, "Okay, William, we'll see you on your Monday." He said, "All right, man. I love you." The dude said, "Say what?" I said, "You told me to go work."
It was a mistake.
He said, "No, well, keep that up."
Everybody, I don't mean anything by it. I just say it to everyone.
But you know what though? A lot of people don't realize that when you have those people, co-workers or relatives or people that you genuinely pray about, you care about them.
Yeah, they become your family.
They get home. Right. You want to make sure they get home to their family. You want to make sure that their spirit is free of all of the drudgery during those 8 hours that you work together, or the drudgery. I know, especially when the job is demanding. When the job is crucial, that a lot of
spend more time with them.
You spend a lot of time trying to get them to release some of the tension that they don't get from their family. Especially for men, I can understand that the conversation doesn't go into spirituality. Do you talk to your friends to tell them that at some point you have to show your kids that you do have that in you? Like you said, you don't want anybody to think that you soft because you cry or you drop tears. But at some point, you also got to tell them that you believe in God. You also got to tell them that you have a background that, hey, I may not be the man that goes to church every Sunday, but you best believe I pray every day. You know what I mean?
No,
they don't understand that prayer being a personal thing does not mean that they can't see it within you. So with that being said, I know Ace and I had his youngest daughter. That's my grandwoman. She's off.
My grandwoman is hilarious.
Yeah, she's my grandwoman. She's been my grandwoman since she was 2. Okay.
But listen. He told my father he can't be a kidnapper. He a grandnapper.
She's a mess. Yeah, she's a mess. She's a mess.
She don't realize she doesn't understand it was reversed.
Right. Well, the thing was, he told her that he didn't want her to be, anywhere where she would be kidnapped. If he was going to kidnap anybody, he would definitely take her because, you know, she's cute and all of this other stuff. And she said, well, you know, you wouldn't be a kidnapper. You'd be a grandnapper because you're a grandfather. So you'd be a grandnapper. But at any rate, what, if any, what time have you found yourself having to reflect spiritually? And I'm not talking about when you had to calm yourself down and not, you know, step to them. But when have you had to connect spiritually about your children and then you realize that that too came from something you learned with your dad?
Give me a little bit more. What you mean?
For example, I know with my dad, I know with my father, he never was one that would talk Bible. He never was one that would talk, you know, recite verses or anything like that. But he would always tell me when I was getting ready to go play sports or anything like that, have you prayed?
Okay.
You know, have you wanted to be in that position? Have you prayed? And it would just be those 3 words was enough to stick in my mind that when you come faced with certain situations, you need to lift it in prayer. Have you prayed?
All right, if that's the case, I got one.
Okay.
My oldest daughter is a wrestling athlete. She's a superstar athlete in our area. Her senior year in high school, she won state. She went undefeated that year, all that type of stuff. And I had to transition what my father used to say to me before I go on stage, and I give it to her, and I would give it to all my kids. And my father would call me, or if I got a show, he'd call me. Also happening, if I got a show, he'll call me, and I'm like, all right, Dad, I gotta go. My show about to start. And he'd be like, all right, give them heaven. And that was his thing. He wouldn't say give them hell. He would say give them heaven. So I transitioned that to my daughter and to all my kids if they into something, but like, yo, give them heaven. You know what I'm saying? So that is something I took from my pops that I missed, even from hearing it from him. For me, just if I can give it to them, I do it. And then my daughter she reciprocates. If I'm about to got a show and she's like, oh Dad, I was like, yo, I gotta go, I got a show. She'll text me, give them heaven. Oh, I love you, give them heaven. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that we took from Pop, and we implemented into the house.
Ace?
I'm gonna say see for my 2, they're like totally different. So for my oldest, one of the things that I did, I just mentioned it to her because my dad wasn't, you know, he wasn't always into church or anything like that. I mean, you know, I knew he believed in God just because I knew he believed in God. It was one of them things like, man, you know, he'll say, well, man, God was out there, boy. Like he'll say something like that, you know. So I knew he knew who God was, but we never had the God talks growing up. Just because I was in private school, so I didn't want to hear it more than the 5 days of the week that I was hearing it anyway. You know, to be honest. Like, it was like, come on, man. Like, y'all already got me in the building every day. So, you know, that. But passing it on with my oldest, I talked to her about connecting and, you know, more of that stuff. And she does. I got her to read in the Bible app and having the scripture. But my youngest is the one that surprises me because she literally... she'll go ahead and you know, she goes to Bible study, and you know, she's sung in the choir, and she, you know, like she was like, hey, I want to get a book for me and my friend. And I'm like, all right, what you getting? She was like, these kids' Bibles. And I'm like, yo, you gonna be the wackest friend in the school. But that was like, you know what I mean? She was like, no, August likes the Bible, and I wanted to get him a Bible for his birthday, and I got a Bible, and I'm like, yo, that's pretty
Hold
dope.
on, wait. August who?
August.
You talking about our August?
Yeah. She bought him a gift. This is the last
Oh
year.
God.
Honor roll.
Amen. First of all,
He on honor roll. I get a little boy.
August.
Yeah, August on honor roll. He's on honor roll. He on honor roll. Yep, he on honor roll.
We thought August was gonna go to the devil. I'm not gonna lie to you. We thought he was working.
August found Jesus then.
August was 6 years old with tattoos on his neck. Yeah, we thought he was. Yeah, we thought August was going to the wrong way.
Yeah, but she got him that, and then with the help, I think, of my mom with her book, Heaven Sent Kisses. Notice the plug. But with that, she is one of the ones that will just downright come out and say that she misses my sister, and have no shame in saying, hey, I had a bad day because I miss Aunt Tanisha, so
oh God, I hate those moments.
Yeah, but it's one of those moments, like it gets a little bit better because she'll sit there and we'll talk about it, and I'm like, well, did you pray? And she'll be like, yeah, but can we pray again? So with her, it's totally different than my oldest, who it's like pulling teeth from her. I don't know what's going on. So it's like, did you pray? She like, about what? Like, oh, like, never, or when had a conversation and I told her, you shouldn't be arguing with people. Love thy neighbor. God says love thy neighbor. And she like, they don't live next door to us. Like, what? You idiot? Like, it's two different parties.
So as dads, we all know that, when life is good, life is good. When you pick out the comedic moments where things, are great or whatever. But then you have the moments where you're wondering, like Will said, wait a minute, you're not quite understanding what you're saying, or you're not quite understanding what you're doing. So as sons, you might not have known all of the things to be fearful of, but now as dads, what are some of your biggest fears? And I know it may be a little different because Ace, you got girls, and Will, you got a mixture.
I got both. Yeah,
you got a mixture. But
I got both.
The fears, what are the fears that you have as fathers, especially growing up in the cycle that we're in now with, all of it, social media, you got, the bully syndrome, you got the I want to dress a certain way, I want to be me, the pronouns. Hey, my friend on Tuesday is he, on Wednesday is she, and on Thursday and Friday is them, whatever. What are some of your fears going in as dads?
Right now for me, I just want my kids to be kids. I don't want y'all to grow up. I'm not saying I want you to grow up at all, but I just want y'all to stay in the kids. I don't want you to think about sexuality. I don't want you to think about this boy, this girl. Like, just get your schoolwork, get yourself together. Like, I'm not saying that you can't like someone or have interest in someone. What I'm saying is stay focused on being a kid long as you can, because this side over here sucks. I want to go back to being a Toys R Us kid now. You hear me? You know what I'm saying? So it's just stuff like that. Like that, and then of course the typical, like, I want to keep my kids from selling and using drugs. I want to keep my girls off the pole, and my boys. Now you keep your boys off the pole now. You know what I'm saying? I want to keep them or whatever. I had a scare though. I was talking to my kids, my two daughters, and my Anaya, we call her the mother of the house, and Olivia, she's like the goofy one, but she's a diva. We call her a diva. And something popped up on the TV, and my Anaya is the oldest. She's 10, and she saw the girl dressed the way she was. Oh, that's nasty. And I was like, yes, yeah. And then Olivia showed up and was like, oh, that's cute. I was like, oh, hell no. Nope, turn. Hell no, turn. No, that's not cute. That is the devil. So, like, so, I get those type of scares, but like, I think for the most part, like, I just want them to stay kids as long as they can.
Yeah.
Just enjoy this, because the world
Mm-hmm.
outside of our house is scary. When you really get into it, nobody's going to care about you are crying. Nobody's going to care about you are feeling the way you feeling sometimes. You gotta be kids as long as you can, and enjoy this when mommy and daddy got to handle it for you right now. As long as you can. When once it's over, it's over. It's over. So that's my biggest fears, man. My biggest fears. I just want my kids to just be good and be great at whatever they want to do. And just right now, I'm just focusing on them just staying kids, man. Much as possible. I got my oldest daughter be 20 this year. She's still childish, and I love it to a certain extent. I love it, but she's just not like, she ain't the regular 20-year-old. She's not the, I need to be on the gram. I need to be this. I need to be all in somebody's face. I know she's focused on her wrestling in school, and that's it. That's it. So
yeah, I don't know what happened with Aaron popped out.
you put him on punishment.
No.
Put him on punishment. My boy, he's backstage again.
Yeah, seemed like he popped out. But the thing about it is, like you said, in those fears, when as parents, mothers have certain fears, and then fathers have certain fears. And it seems like mothers want to push the boy to be the man, but they want to harbor the girl from being the woman. We tend to know what we know. We tend to know what things they should stay away from or need to stay away from, but we don't understand on the male side, because we didn't have those fears. So being able to express what those fears are and how they are prepares you for life situations. So how did your fears that you had as a father set you up for preparing your children to be able to handle certain things? Like you said, you don't want them to see certain things, but you got to show it to them in order for them to know what to stay away from. You got to explain it to them to be able to say, well, what is it?
Wait, I didn't get a chance to answer.
That's why I'm getting ready to get
what happened? What happened?
I don't know. Sit here till you come back.
The thing said, move closer to your Wi-Fi. I said, it's right behind me. What are you talking
about? That's crazy work.
So what are your fears that you know that, hey, I don't want my child to have to go through this. I know that there's a problem with this, so let me explain it. And I'll give the audience a perfect example. I can remember when Ace he was getting ready to transition from grammar school to go to high school.
Oh, I thought you were about to say he's about to be a transgender. Jesus.
No, not trans. No.
I thought you was about to say my boy about to tell you. Wait a minute.
That would have been a whole different father show.
I thought your name was Aaron, not Ashley, nigga.
But the thing is that he wasn't as into his grades as his sister was. He knew he had to make certain grades. That was it. I'm not doing all that extra stuff. I'm gonna make what I gotta make, and that's it. So I put some fear into him and said, well, if you don't make the grades, it's okay. And I would always be the sarcastic one. My husband was always the one that was direct. Well, just tell him, just let him know. No, I'm gonna tell him like this. Well, if you don't make the grades, you're gonna wind up going to one of the other high schools. I'm not gonna pay for you to go to a private school for you to make lazy grades.
Mhm.
So our fear became that maybe he is going to take that road. Maybe he is going to just, look at it and say, the heck with it. I don't want to be, I ain't trying to be no top A student. So that became a fear for the two of us in the household. How we going to keep this boy on track, because he really, really, really thinks that this comedian thing is going to work. This acting thing is going to be his life. We got to show him other things. So what for you, Ace, other than your grades, became a factor in the back of your mind about your girls? Because life does prepare you, but how did you look at it and say, you know what, I got to prepare them regardless. I'm scared, but I got to prepare them.
For both of them, the fear of failure, failing, for for my youngest, who is still in elementary school, just being the class clown, thinking that you have to be the life of the party all the time, because I used to think that as well when it came to peer pressure. Hey, you gotta mix in and things like that. Even though I think she's a little bit better than me, she knows how to be more independent than I did at her age. I knew how to be a leader and not a follower, but still with my leader, I was like, let me look at what other leaders are doing, and imitate them or mimic them or compare myself to them. Whereas with her, she don't give two hoots. It don't seem like she don't care nothing about that. But I think the fear of failure is my biggest thing. And then of course me not being, I know that I'm not going to be the best dad, but I won't know this until I transition. But how they felt of me as a father, you know what I mean? Did they say, hey dad, we know you didn't do everything right, but overall you was a solid dad, you was a good dad. So the main thing, well, that's the second thing, the fear of failure. That's my fear for them. My number one fear for them, or my number one fear as a dad, I think, is them growing up and thinking that it's okay. And I mean this for those that are listening with all seriousness. And my mom and Felice and Will would know that I'm dead serious when I say this. My fear for them is when they get older to think that it's okay to have balloons at their kids' birthday parties while
You
I'm
know
there.
what? Stop it with the
That
balloons.
is
Stop
not okay.
it.
To think, what's so funny, because I'm dead serious, to think that that's okay when
Hey,
I am there.
and that's why it's funny.
That's that's not good. And I want them to know that there is no balloons involved when their kids have.
Oh God.
And you see why. And you see why I told my son you will be AN as well.
Oh
This is why I
God.
said you will be AN as well.
Oh,
This is why.
oh. No, no, no. Well, as we begin to
So
wrap
you,
up, wrap
okay,
up the
I'm about to
show.
say, so you can cry, but balloons is where you
Mm-mm,
draw the line.
That's why I draw the line.
mm-mm, balloons,
You're being
balloons. It's been a
disrespectful to bring the
lifetime
balloons.
thing, lifetime thing. So, what do you hold as your best memory of, one, being the son, and two, being the dad?
Shoot. My best memory.
Something that will last with you, until you're forever, about your dad. That's your best memory of your dad. If someone said to you instantly, describe your dad in your best memory, what would it be?
All
It's
right.
so many.
Yeah, it's so many. I'm gonna give one that don't sound like a good memory, but it is, and then a good memory of him being my dad. One, I already mentioned, it was us getting our ears pierced together. That was a dope memory of us being able to understand why we was getting it and really doing it.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
His
Okay.
You gotta get
Wi-Fi
close to
said
that
move
Wi-Fi.
closer.
Gotta get
Right.
close to that
Right. Get
Wi-Fi.
You
closer.
ain't
Get
close enough to
closer.
his Wi-Fi.
Hey, sit on the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, that's right. Hold it in your lap.
Connected. He
Hold
need to
the phone in one
hardwire it to his
hand.
phone.
Right.
He
So,
need to
Will,
hardwire it to his phone.
Yeah.
Okay,
what's your best memory?
my best memory of my dad. It's funny. Okay, it ain't the best one, but I think it's just something that that showed my dad's personality with me or whatever. And I remember I was like 22, 23, and I'm driving. I'm actually driving in the car with my father, and I look over. I'm driving, and I look over, and he's looking at me like, "Yo, I'm like I'm so proud of you." And I'm like, and at the time, I wasn't doing nothing with my life really, so I don't know why he was looking at me like this. And he just looked at me. He was just looking at me, and I looked at him. I said, "Dad, why you looking at me like that?" And he looked at me and said, "I remember when you was in my nuts. Now you driving me around."
Oh gosh.
So
Oh.
yeah. See, yeah, this guy right here is special right here, man. This guy right here, like, yeah, like I got, but like this is what I'm saying. Like my dad was funny to us, like around the house. This how like I'm like everybody like, yo, where you get this, bro? I get it from in my family, in my household. We believe in verbal bullying. Verbal bullying is okay in my house because of my parents. Both of my parents. Once again, my father said to me one time, he said, "Look at boy, you said you make that food look real good. You look like you taste all the ingredients."
Oh
And then he just walked
no.
around the house like, look, 2 eggs, salt, pepper, oregano. Like he was just picking on me all day about it. So like I got those memories, and then like a memory as a pop, as a dad that I can say like I'm super proud of. Um, I think I would pick my let me see. My oldest daughter, um, my oldest daughter like talking to me and my wife and letting us know that we need to stop arguing. And she like put us in our
Mm.
place. She put us
Okay.
in our place. She used like what we use against her. She used it
Right.
against us. I was just like, oh, you catching on. So that was
Right.
one. And then I think one of my proudest, like once again with her again, when she won states, I thought I was super proud. A lot of people, I mean, if you saw my content, you'll know my oldest daughter is not mine through from my body, but that's mine. I don't care what nobody
Yeah.
say. That's my
Mm-hmm.
baby. I don't know how to separate her from the other ones. Be like, oh, that's just my, no, that's my daughter. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not a stepfather. I'm a father. I don't
Yeah.
believe in that. I'm a father. So her winning states and just seeing her become great in front of my eyes, and like people coming up wanting her autograph, and people want
Wow.
to talk to her and stuff like that. Like I felt so proud to be her father. And like, and that same day I had to leave her in Atlantic City to go do a show. And when I got off stage, a guy came up to me and was like, "Yo, congratulations." I'm like, "For what?" He's like, "Yo, your daughter won states today, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He was like, "Yo, we've been following her career all
Mm.
states. So we've been watching her. We've been rooting for her." And I was like, "Yo, that
Mhm.
made me feel so proud as a dad to someone
Sure.
come to me about my kids being good and
Yeah.
not being a problem." Like
Mm-hmm.
all that, even I gotta say something about my sons then. My sons get on my nerves because they don't do what they supposed to do at home. But when they
Uh-huh.
leave, they they don't embarrass me. I
Right.
understand home is practice, but when you
Yeah.
go out in the world and do what I like,
That's
my
right.
son's first best friend was a white boy, and
Mm-hmm.
his mom was like, "Yo, I hate to say this, and I don't want to say it like in racial." She's like, "I hate my kids playing with other white kids." She said because they don't have no manners, they don't have respect. Your kids
Mm-hmm.
have nothing but love and respect. He was
Mm-hmm.
like, "Yeah, your son come in here, he make everybody do their chores." I said, "Who?" She's like, "Quentin." I'm
I
like,
know, right?
"Who?" He was like, yeah, he come over here. He washed dishes. He washed dishes. Really?
What?
Did you ask him? My question is, did you ask him to do it? He's like, no, he
Right.
just volunteered. He volunteered. Just as nice. You
Oh, wow.
volunteer now, okay? So it was like, you know, it's still a blessing because it's like, yo,
Yeah.
home is the practice. And when you
Mhm.
get in the street is where
Yeah.
the real
Where
game
it
is at.
comes in.
So if I'd rather for you to piss me off at home than embarrass me in the street.
That's right.
And that's, you
Exactly.
know, and that's how I respect, you know.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
it. You know, that's all I got.
So Ace, you fell off after your fears, but
Yeah. So
what's your best memory? I mean, you know, you told us about your best memory, but the thing about it is, what's your best memory as a dad with your children?
So yeah, so that was, you know, getting our ears pierced for me and my dad. Getting our ears pierced, that was definitely one where I would never forget that. I remember exactly where we were standing at when we first looked at it. All of that stuff. It was just a beautiful thing, just a beautiful thing. The other thing is that I remember though was, and it reminded me of the fact that life goes on. um not so much that, forget about everything else, but that you got to keep pushing forward. Was when my parents was moving and my dog had to get put away for for shelter, and I was crying and I told my dad, and my dad was like, damn, well, come on, let's get these boxes, man, we gotta keep going. Yeah, I swear, yo, at that time, let me tell you something. I wanted to walk my mother to the divorce court herself. Like, they would have been like, "Ma'am, are you here to divorce your husband? I love my husband. It's this boy that want to get rid of him. Why, sir? You want to get rid of my dog? You don't even care about the dog that he told me to feed."
Oh my God.
That's
My heart.
funny. That is
My
funny. You hear me?
love that man to death, but he hurt my heart that day, boy. And he said it so smooth too. He said, "Damn, you gonna put him down?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Man, all right, come on, let's get these boxes, man. Let's go. Go ahead."
Oh
Like
my
it, like as if like it just hurt. So that was two memories I will never forget about that. And then as a father, so far my best memory, and it's so crazy because when I hear the song, I did it for my graduation when I went back to school, got my associates and my bachelor's. But when I did a video, and I remember just the sounds of blackness, optimistic, and from that song, I did it for my youngest when she graduated kindergarten, and now my oldest. I think my proudest moment is just seeing them excel, like my mom said, academically. Where, not that I couldn't do the work, but I was too lazy to do the work.
Sure.
I just was like, nah, it is what it is. Watching them take pride in their work. Watching my oldest sit there and say, "Who getting a B? Who? Me? No." Watching my youngest that says, even though she says a B is okay, but she turns around and says, "But I'm not getting a C though. I'm not getting that." Whereas me, I was like, it's passing, ain't it? Come on now. Like, I had the lazy mentality, but for them, watching them be proud about their grades, being proud about, hey, you know, we are literally trying to be the best versions of us that you want us to be. I think that's the proudest moment for me.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, almost in closing, I have a question, and then Felice is going to give you that last question, that last almighty question. But and we lost Will again. I don't know which way. You
I
comedians
thought
are
he was
funny.
on.
Yeah.
No,
Y'all keep switching out.
The last reason I knew why I lost the last one is because on these phones when you get a call, it knock you off at a spam call.
Right, right. But now what everybody has, and I don't know how we would word it any differently. So I just worded it as your legacy prayer. I know Felice has it for her family. I have it for my family. Women tend to look further into the future than most men do. So what would you say is your legacy prayer for you and your children as a dad? You know, you may not have thought about it as a son, like, you know, you look at it. A lot of people, especially nowadays, they look at it and say, well, they didn't leave me anything. I got to do a GoFundMe. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about, you know, what's being left in the insurance or what property is being left or anything like that. But what is it? Just like you sat here tonight and told us memories, you told us things that your dads taught you. As fathers, what do you hope to leave? Oh Lord. Okay, what do you what do you hope to leave for your
Popping off left and right. Sorry.
right? What do you hope to leave for your children as a father? You know, what is it that you hope to leave as a legacy that, you know, your kids could carry on? You know, that you know, you got it, you understand what it is. What do you hope to leave, Mr.
Um,
Will? Mr. Will?
for one. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
For one, I wanted to leave with them the power of God. Um, that'll be one thing. Hard work and dedication will always get you farther, and just to the legacy will just keep the last name going, man. Just do something great, and just keep our name alive. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like my father might not been the biggest dude on the planet to everybody else, but in our family, he was A1. His mother looked up to him, to me, in my eyes. So like, you know, I just want my kids to understand that, like, just keep pushing forward and just be great at whatever you want to put your mind to. That's it. Just don't be no quitter. Don't give up. Keep going.
Mhm.
And if that's what you love to do, love it, because it's you're gonna find peace in it. Like I found peace in my comedy, and once I found it, my father helped me flourish in it as much as
Yeah.
possible. So that's it. I just want to be I want them to have that legacy of just having our name and just pushing it forward
Mhm.
and putting
Yeah.
God first.
Yeah.
Okay. And please give him that last question while we're waiting for Ace to try to
Well,
log in.
I wanted to change up my question.
Okay.
Okay. My last question. Okay. So, and it almost kind of is
I don't hear her.
related. Oh, you don't hear me? You can't hear me at all?
Mm-mm.
Hmm.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I hear you, Ma.
You
You
can
can
hear
hear
me
me?
now? Okay.
I
So
hear you great.
Okay.
then Nanette, you repeat
I'll
my
relay it. Yep, I'll
question.
relay it.
Yeah. Don't know what that beeping is. All right. So my question is this. Um, you know, most of the time this is used in a negative connotation, but I want to use it in a very positive connotation. You know, like we're like, you just like your daddy. You act just like your daddy. Now, for
Mhm.
you, is that something that you would be proud of, or yeah? Just give me your thoughts on that.
Okay, so she's saying there's always a negative connotation in the words, you just like your daddy. Now, if your children were to
Mm-hmm.
say that, or if people were to say that to you, would that be something you would be proud of, or would you take it in a negative way?
No, I take that in a positive way. Period. And I think the stigma behind that is when your father ain't doing good. You know what I'm saying? Like in that aspect. My father was the man. So if you tell me I'm anything, if I could be 10% of what my father was,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be all right. So if
Yeah.
you would be like, oh man, you just like your father, it would never be attached to something negative. It would
Right.
never be. You can't, like, I don't care what nobody say. If you
Mhm.
say it, I guarantee you it will not be because of something negative. Period.
Right.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
I'm fine with that. Like me, I'm fine with that.
Mhm.
Okay.
That
Amen.
don't hurt me. That make me feel proud. I'm
Yeah.
proud to be Uncle Willie's son. I say,
Yeah. Very good.
Right,
And that's
right,
what you
right.
should be. And again, the other side of that is your spiritual father, which is God in heaven, our heavenly father. We should be all just striving to be, given that I don't know, given that assignment of being just like your father.
Right, right. Now she's explaining also. Can you still not hear her?
I still can't
Will.
hear her. That's crazy.
Okay.
Mm.
So she's saying
No, I
as a
cannot hear her.
okay, she's saying as a spiritual father as well. You should also want to
Mhm.
be like your spiritual father and be aware of at all times that you are, a part of,
A
you
child of God.
know,
Yeah.
what our father wants us to
Mm.
be, a godly figure and being spiritual in all ways. So we want to make sure that,
Yep.
we can do that. Ace is constantly trying to get on. However, his image is not showing up, and I don't want to take it much further than what we have to take it. Um, I want to thank the both of you
Yeah.
for
I
taking the
appreciate it.
time, to come on. But I'm letting him know through a message that he's not coming through.
Mm.
Um, and I want to thank those that are watching tonight, watching with us behind stage. We do have a couple of people that have signed on behind stage, but I also want to thank those that will be watching the replay. If you're watching us in the replay, we want you to know that we've asked these men to come on because the presence of men in our children's lives, in our communities, mentors, coaches, clergymen, pastors, teachers. They fill so many different spots. And tonight you saw two comedians that have, even though they are comedians, they have filled the spot of being fathers as well. So, you don't know when you walk up to that man and you say, "Hey, you're doing okay." He may very well have to be okay because he's a father. So, I want to thank you guys for taking the time out to be a part of our audience, be a part of our stage, and presenting fathers in a positive light.
Yeah.
Because a lot of time, um, he says he's watching the show backstage. Well, we can't put you on the stage because every time I add you,
Yeah, man. You
there's
come on,
no
man. It's
picture.
my show now, man. Forget him. Don't worry about him. Don't forget about him. You know what I'm saying? We don't need him. Then I'll play it now. That's my brother. I never do that. I never do
Wait, he said it's the balloons. They're after him.
that.
Oh
Oh
my
God.
goodness.
So, at any rate, again, like I said, I want to thank you guys tremendously, and we're gonna have to do this again, regardless
Please.
if it's about
Mhm.
Fathers, anything, man.
fathers or if it's just about life in general. We want to make sure that that's what we're doing. So, I want to say thank you, Felice, for being here always with me. Thank you, Ace Brown and Will Wright. You can see
Thank you for
these
having
guys.
us.
They you can see these guys. They have their own TikTok channels. They're on Facebook. Comedian Will Wright, as well as Ace Brown, the comedian, or Ace Brown, or Ace is funny. He's got a couple of titles, and they do shows together. So look
Yeah,
out
we
for
brothers.
them, and keep them
We
keep
actually
them uplifted, keep them
we
uplifted in prayer.
we
So
actually gonna shoot a special hopefully this year together.
okay, okay.
And,
Well, we're
and
looking
it's called
forward to it.
It's called Two Tears in a Bucket.
Okay.
Okay.
Love it.
All right. Well, we're going to look forward to that, and we're
Yeah,
going to
so
say good
yeah.
night. Thank you all for being there.
Good night, everyone. Mwah!
And
I
thank you
so
for being a
Once
enjoyed
part
again,
of
thank
it.
y'all for having me.
it. Thank
All
you.
right. All right.
No
Good
problem. I
evening.
appreciate it. I love y'all. Thank y'all.
Good
Love
night,
you too.
everyone.
All
Thanks
right.
for
All
joining us.
right.